It's Take Life Seriously here. I was having a conversation with a guy in my class, and he goes, oh, well, I went to this party because I got a couple girls' numbers. We were talking about addiction, social media, the world, and I was talking to him, I was like, what are the point in parties? And he said, oh, well, I get to date, and then I get to have sex, and then I get to blah, blah, blah. And I thought about it. I thought about every conclusion you could have with a girl from a party at his age, and I told him, well, the best possible outcome is that he gets some pointless sex. And he said, oh, that'd be good too. And I said, no, it wouldn't. That's a distraction. The one positive that you get from that is a little bit of pleasure. What are the negatives? Wasted time. You could fall in love with her. What if you fall in love with her? Whatever kind of relationship you could have with a girl at 17 is just all gonna be lust based. I spent 3 years of my life fighting lust. I need a meaningful reason to be with a girl. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but there is no point in being with a woman until you're able to have kids, and until you can marry her, because what is the point? There's no point in being with a woman until you can marry her, because outside of those two things is just looking for lust. Be honest, bro, and people come up with all this shit, oh, it's for connection, oh, it's for intimacy. Those things are not a good thing. If you spend your teenage years in your early 20s chasing intimacy, that is not a good thing. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if they're, oh, connection. You need to get those hoes, bro. If you really think about it, there is no logical reason to be with a woman until you're in your mid to late 20s. Listen, you spent your teenage years or your early 20s, whatever it is, chasing women because you think you need them. You think you need intimacy, you think you need connection, you think you need women, you think you need all these other different things. The truth is, you don't need any of that. What you need to do is clear the fog. Clear the conditioning beliefs that hold you back. Have you ever not thought about women before? Have you ever thought about trying to stay single for a little bit? People don't know this, but brother, as men, we are so much more productive when we're single. When we are with some girl, or we're with women all the time, we kind of become soft. We become fulfilled in this childish kind of way, and we usually begin to lust. If you're having sex with lots of women, or even sex in moderation, that is destroying your energy. Semen retention's the real deal, bro. Don't have sex. This is gonna sound crazy because most people aren't willing to do this. Most people don't have the fight. Most men are not willing to not have sex or not sexually release in some way until they're 25. But I think that you get the gist of it. Too many teenage and young men are trying to lust, trying to chase some girl that they know in the back of their head that they're not gonna be with forever. It's all garbage. There's no point. Just wait. All that time you spend thinking about women, chasing women, having sex, typing Pornhub into your keyboard, focus on yourself. Instead, focus on your passion. Start building your passion. What's your strength? Who am I? Do not spend these years. It is so sad when I see men spend these years trying to date some girl. Men who don't pause their dating life or their sex life or whatever you want to call it, don't learn how to hustle, and because of the love drug all the time, they become spiritually flabby. The love drug makes them flabby. They don't understand the concept of semen retention. They never learn how to be alone. They never learn how to do any of these things. They are not getting as much work done as the guy who is single. And because of their girl or because of chasing other girls, they become distracted through their teenage years and they don't really have a grasp of who they are when they get out of high school. So what happens? Well, they're behind. And if you want to take it to the next level, I know men who have been pursuing this dating life through their teenage years, through their 20s, through their 30s, and now they're 40 years old and they have nothing going for them. If you spend your teenage years distracting yourself with a girlfriend or girls, you will have many concepts when you leave high school that you do not have a grasp upon because you're mentally still 15. You've been distracting yourself with love and lust and all these different things. I'm not saying your girlfriend is worthless, your girl is bad. If you have a girl right now, that is fine, but you need to build boundaries over her and make sure that you're focusing on yourself and you turn down the dial on your lust as little itty bitty as possible because you have to be focusing on yourself. This is what your teenage years are for. And the moral of the story is, if you're at an age like this, you're 17, you're in high school, lust and women are gonna fuck you up. I don't care how strong of a man you are. I don't care how focused you are. The strongest men in the Bible always fell to lust. If you do have a girlfriend at this age, you either need to break up with her or make it as positive as possible. You need to be doing it for not pleasure, but meaning. It has to be close to all meaning if you want to be a successful 1% man in the future. This is for the 1%. Otherwise, your head is stuck in fantasy land and lust, and you're wasting time. Let's be straightforward, bro. If you have a girl right now, ask yourself, am I gonna be married and have kids with this girl? Let's say you think you will be. These years in your life are meant for building your future. They're meant for figuring out who you are and what your strengths are. You need to limit your time with this girl because the reality is at this stage of your life, you weren't supposed to be with one. And if you disagree with me, you can chase women in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, and then get successful in your 40s, but it's a fuck ton harder. And it's way more painful. Bro, why would you want to do that? Why don't you get successful now and then not care about hoes? For reference, you lived a single life and you're successful by 28. You're financially stable, you know what belongs to you, and you didn't chase women. The playboy is gonna look at you and go, well, you don't know how to get a girl, bro. And you'll go to them and say, well, I don't need to know. And you'll find a high value woman very easily because you're actually high value and you're not pretending to be high value. Players, seducers, all these different types of men have all these different tricks, and it's all a trick to get women to think that they're high value. But when you don't need the trick and you're actually high value, it's way easier than you think. So my advice, bro, wait 10 years. Focus on your purpose, focus on yourself, focus on your physique, focus on your work ethic for 10 years before you start dating women. Before you start worrying about your game, because all those different things are just gonna hold you back from what you actually have to do. Anyways, I hope this video helped you. Make sure to take life seriously. See you guys next time. Peace.